If you have already read The Count of Monte Cristo and are searching for books with similar tones, then we are glad to inform you that you have come to the right place. There's no shortage of books out there, but finding the perfect read can be tough. With thousands of titles published every year, choosing where to spend your time can seem like an impossible task. That's why we put together this list of 12 books like The Count of Monte Cristo. Before that, we want to share a short summary of The Count of Monte Cristo with you. The Count of Monte Cristo Summary. The plot's themes of revenge, love, hate, greed, loyalty, honor, betrayal and redemption are all familiar today. But the story is so rich with details that it still resonates with readers more than 2 centuries after its initial publication. The story begins in 1815. Edmond Dantes is a man of many talents and few enemies. This book is all about a classic revenge story of Edmond Dantes. He was wrongfully imprisoned and escapes to seek revenge on those who wronged him. Here we include 12 books similar to The Count of Monte Cristo. Either written by some great authors like Alexander Dumas or written in the fictional genre. Crime and Punishment, by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. It tells the story of a young man named Raskolnikov who kills or attempts to kill a woman who has rejected him. He then tries to convince himself that he is justified in killing her based on his interpretation of the teachings of Christianity as well as his own moral code. In doing so, he shows us how our actions have consequences far more damaging than we could ever imagine. A Tale of Two Cities, by Charles Dickens. The novel narrates the story of the French doctor. He was imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years before being released and moving to London with his daughter Lucy, whom he had never met. It follows many of the same plot points as its predecessor, including the French Revolution and the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. Great Expectations, by Charles Dickens. The Tale of Great Expectations tells the coming-of-age story of Pip, a truly great young man. Set during the Industrial Revolution era in Victorian England, the book explores themes such as 1. Social class. 2. Love. 3. Ambition. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, by Mark Twain. Tom Sawyer is a book about the adventures of a young boy and his friend Huck Finn. The book includes many stories and some morals that are written in a fun and interesting way. This story is appropriate for readers 10 to 14 years old. For readers who love adventure or anyone who wants to live vicariously through the lives of children, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer will be an enjoyable read. The Picture of Dorian Gray, by Oscar Wilde. The book is about a young man named Dorian. He has an unrestrained lifestyle and trades his youthful beauty for an aged look as he indulges in life's vices. The book is quite lengthy, but it is worth reading because it has such a profound message. The only thing we can control is ourselves. The Old Man and the Sea, by Ernest Hemingway. This is a tale about an old fisherman's journey to catch the big fish. After many long hours at sea, he hooks a huge marlin, which he manages to harpoon and start pulling in. But sharks show up and the old man has to make a choice. Either let go of the line and lose his catch or cut it loose and allow the sharks to take him along with the marlin. It is a powerful story of human struggle and willpower. Jane Eyre, by Charlotte Bronte. This book features a girl whose life is full of mystery and adventure. The book tells the story of Jane. She is an orphan girl who's abused by her aunt and cousins before being sent away to be a governess. Alongside her romantic interest, Rochester, she confronts challenges including depression and social isolation, but ultimately becomes independent of financial support and revels in passionate love. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, by Mark Twain. The book details Huck's friendship with Jim. He was a slave who has escaped from his master in Kentucky. The story features themes of social commentary on the corrupt society in antebellum America. It also addresses themes found throughout Twain's works that criticize greed and moralize against societal ills such as racism. The Metamorphosis, by Franz Kafka. It tells the story about how Gregor Samsa, He is an ordinary man who starts off as a traveling salesman. He is transformed into a monstrous creature. This novel talks about how Gregor's family reacts to his change and what they are forced to do in order to keep him alive. This is one of the most influential works of existentialist literature. Gone with the Wind, by Margaret Mitchell. It is a love story about Scarlett O'Hara, her true love, Rhett Butler, and their life amongst the backdrop of the Civil War and Reconstruction. The book has been translated into more than 40 languages. It sold over 30 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling novels of all time. Of Mice and Men, by John Steinbeck. In this novel, Steinbeck contrasts the dreams of two migrant farm workers as they travel together from Oklahoma to California in search of work. Themes of isolation and hope are explored in this epic novel. This novel was set in California during the Great Depression. The Great Gatsby, by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The story revolves around Jay Gatsby, his unrequited love for Daisy Buchanan, and his death. The novel offers its share of humor, suspense, tragedy, and hope. You'll be able to see how difficult life could be during this time period. These 12 books, like The Count of Monte Cristo that we saw today, are all masterpieces of literature. Most of them explore the effects on those who have been wronged and seek revenge. They explore what it means to be a victim and how those victims can be empowered by choosing how they want to handle their situation. If you enjoyed this article, please feel free to share it with your friends through social media.